Good morning, it is Tuesday, November 18th, and first and foremost, I will be working on the leather sayas today and hand sanding. So I got some hand sanding done, some saya work done on Saturday. Not a ton of either, but a little bit of both, so it was good. As a side project today, I will be cutting out or grinding out these knives. So these are knives that were left with us for sharpening many moons ago, and so finally I was like, look, this customer's never coming back. So we ground off the handles and I cast some kind of a layer. It should be layered, we'll see what it actually looks like, of different blues up the handles. So I will play with those today when I have some time, and then like I said, first and foremost, it'll be working on the arrowhead Gyotos and the sayas again today. Other than that, I've got a little sharpening and another wooden saya to kind of get started. So I'll work on that. And otherwise, here's Daniel with what he's got going on.
Hey everyone, hope everyone had a great weekend. Just to get you caught up with what's going on in my world, I have got a nice little stainless batch for stock ready to get going. I've just got to stamp straighten and then it'll be on to the heat treat. And then I'll work on some other stuff at my leisure and or pick up something that needs to be due the start of January. That's going to be the main part of my day, as well as whatever else comes in. It is Industry Tuesday, so we should have a good amount of sharpening. Otherwise, we're going to go in our favorite spot with our favorite guy, Russell. What's up, bud?
It's good.
What are we talking about today?
Today, we're talking about knife accessories. So we have new chef's rolls in stock. So this one is 100% leather outer and internal, and then one of the cool things is that these are actually elastic. So if your knife handles are a little big, it's going to go in there and really snug those guys down. This one is already in stock. It came in Saturday. Pocket for your stuff. You got your little mise en place bag for your spices and whatever else you do want to put in there. And then we have an all black. So this is canvas and leather. So this one's going to be a little cheaper. And because of it was our first order, these guys threw in a free bag as well. We're going to throw that in for free as well. So this one's going to be a little bit cheaper, but also come with an extra bag that you can carry. It carries 10 knives and then a couple accessories and stuff. So check them out if you're interested in the chef's roll.
Right on. All right, y'all, we'll wrap it up here. Start of the week. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Good morning, it's Wednesday, November 29th, and like I said, I have been working on the arrowhead Gyotos. So this one is more done than the others. You can see how crystal clear that resin comes out, and you can really see that arrowhead. Super stoked with how those are coming out. And I've been working on the sayas, so I talked to Clayton a bit yesterday about like how we want to do the inlay, so we have a way forward for that. Really, I'm just waiting on the next section of the deep pour resin. So I'm going to clean up the sayas a bit. Obviously, they're a little big, and I'll plan where the snaps are going to go and all of that kind of stuff. But really, in order to go much farther on the sayas, I really need those other arrowheads cast in the resin in order to get them attached before the rest of the stitching and everything. So I kind of need to pause a little bit, so I'll work a little bit more on the sayas, like I said, getting them cleaned up, getting the final shapes down to where I'm happy with them, and then I'll go on to hand sanding the rest of the handles. Other than that, that's my day. Here's Daniel with what he's got going on.
What's up, everyone? Just to get you caught up with what's going on in my world, I've got all the knives stamped, ready for heat treat, and now I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys. I was grinding on them yesterday, ready for handles. Gotta polish them up. That way I get a nice finish on them, and then I'll go ahead and get some handles on them. Gonna be pretty simple. They're all stainless, so I want to do something kind of just easy and something that's very nice aesthetically. So that's going to be the majority of my day, as well as whatever else comes in. We'll go ahead and go in our favorite spot with our favorite guy, Russell. What's up, bud?
It's good.
What do we got today?
Today we're going to talk a little bit about kitchen petty knives, and so there's quite the selection here, but before we get into each individual one, we're going to talk about what you use a petty knife for. So a petty knife is basically a small chef's knife. So what you would do with this is literally anything that you want that kind of chef knife shape for, but you don't need a full-size chef's knife. So And in addition to that, things that like you could pare in your hand, but you could also do on the cutting board. So think about like cutting the top off of strawberries and then quartering them. You could do that in your hand, or you could do that on the board. So just in general, that's kind of what you use petty knives for. So starting from the bottom here, we have two by Tajiro. We have the Orboro, which is a laminate. It's a G10 in their DP series, and this is just a nice, simple, what we call a teardrop wah handle, nice and comfortable with an integral bolster. Then they have their, I just forgot it, their basic line. No, this is their budget line, excuse me, the basic line is new. And this is a partial tank, so very lightweight knife. And My Teacher, Murray Carter by Spyderco. So this is a lovely example of a very traditional petty knife, elongated octagonal wall handle with a cool burl G10. And then we have our Sour Urine Ryusin. So it has this beautiful blue handle in a lovely Damascus, also with the shiny hammer forged blade. And I love the detail in the back of the pommel. They cold forged that one as well. Then we have a knife by Korin. So this is what they call a mahogany laminate. Just a nice color. Again, a Damascus, and this is in VG10. And going back to Ryusin, apparently I had them out of order. So this is the Banton Ryu-Wa line, also in a VG10 and a beautiful Damascus. And this is a Wengi, and I love their octagonal handles, just nice and classy, right? Then we have two Miabis. This is a laminate wood as well. This is the Artisan series. Just absolutely stunning looking in Super Gold 2, which is one of my favorite steels for kitchen knives. And then we have their Kaizen 2. They call this a prep knife. And just, again, just nice and classic looking in a darker laminate wood. And then, of course, we've got to throw in two of ours. We have a European style petty knife. In applewood for the handle, just nice buffed forged finished in 52-100, excuse me, in CPM 154. Then we have our Harlequin petty. So we did a dual chemical wash and an acid wash on that, and this is a lovely Bradford handmade handle material. And then we've got the little Harlequin on there right there, a little jester with a couple more diamonds. Yeah, so that's a little bit about petty knives.
Right on. As always, everyone, make sure you're liking, subscribing, commenting, chatting, all the stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Wrapping it up here. Peace.
Good morning. This Thursday, November 30th, and as planned, I got more work done on the Arrowhead knife. So this one probably is the most sanding to do. You can see like that one's significantly clearer. So still buffing, still more Sayo work to do. The Alumilite deep pour should be in today, so I'll be able to get those cast, but then they've got really a 3-day cure time. So I'll hand sand, but then I will also get started on or continue on a project I haven't touched in a month or so. I had gotten this up to where it was a nice even 120. This is a Suji Iki I was working on, and got it up to where it was a nice even 120, and then just got busy with other things. So I will see if I can get this one ground and polished today and see about getting a handle on for it, which that'll be super exciting. Really, that's all I have for today. Here's Danny with what he's got going on.
Hey y'all, just to get you caught up with what's going on in my world, I've got the 3 little Hanazuki petties ready for glue up. I've contoured the handles a little bit. Show you all 3 at one time so you can't see. But here you go, one at a time. Contour towards the bolster a little bit. I've got the fronts cleaned up. I'm gonna basically just get this prepped up and glued. While that's drying and curing, I will be focusing on trying to get a little bit more bend out of this. I feel like I've gotten it straighter. I'm not 100% sure. You know, Russell and Jake both gave me a little boost in confidence saying, yeah, it's definitely straighter, it's definitely straighter, but when it's still got a bend, you're kind of like, is it? So I'm gonna continue to attempt that, hopefully get some progress on it, straightening as far as that goes, and then I can get on to other work on it. That's going to be the majority of my day. I'll go on over to the petties after this is clamped up, just because I'm not going to mess with it. I feel like if it stays in there over clamped, then it tends to straighten out a little bit better. I don't know. I'm just testing it out as it goes. But we're going to reheat it, do that, and go from there. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and go into our favorite spot with our favorite guy, Russell. What's up, bud?
It's good.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between Japanese knives and German knives.
Right on.
So first and foremost, the thing you'll notice is the thickness of the steel. Japanese knives will be significantly thinner on the edge, or on the spine, and then also on the edge. So, you know, if you run your fingers down this way, you're not going to feel a major drop off, and here you'll feel a little bit bigger drop off. So this edge is going to be slightly more obtuse. As in, like, acute is super narrow, and then obtuse is like more axe-like, right? The other thing you're going to notice is this bolster has a lot more steel in it, and this is significantly heavier, not only because of the thickness of the steel, but just how much steel is in that bolster. Another main difference is that German knives will mostly, not all the time, but mostly be a homogeneous steel, meaning that this is the same steel inside, outside, and all around, right? Where most Japanese steels, you will see this little laminate line. They'll put the expensive steel on the inside and clad it with either 410 stainless, which is a non-hardenable stainless steel that gets super shiny and is very corrosion resistant, or they'll laminate with Damascus or whatever steel they want to use for a finish that they're doing. So both full tang, you can find more Japanese knives that are hidden tang, which will have either a traditional or non-traditional wall handle on them, which will make it even more lightweight. But yeah, so those are just a few of the major differences. And any questions or comments, let us know and we'll cover it in the next excuse me.
Don't worry about him, guys. He'll be fine. Anyways, we'll wrap it up here. That was just a brief overview on the two knife types, European and Japanese. We know there's not a traditional Japanese there, so don't harp us for that. We'll cover that another day. Other than that, we'll wrap it up here. See you on the next one. Peace.
Good morning, it is Friday, December 1st. Happy December, everybody. So yesterday went fairly to plan, where I got the Sujiki I'm working on. I got it ground, I got it polished, and I've got the handle planned out. So I'm gonna use antler and snake wood for the bulk of the handle, and then I'm gonna do some G10 inserts just for a little color pop, well, not color, the black and white pop between the two, because ivory does really look good with the color and texture that the antler will have. So I'll build this handle today, hopefully get it all glued up before the end of the day. I did get the resin cast for the Arrowhead Gyotos, the Sayas. I got that done yesterday. Like I said, it's going to take up to like Tuesday or so to cure. So I'll finish hand sanding those. I think I have one more to get most of the way up. And then I'll work on the Sujiki and see if I can grab something else and get it ground and polished as well. See if I can get something in stock. Otherwise, that's it for me for today. Here's Daniel with what he's got going on.
What's up, everyone? Just to get you caught up with what's going on in my world, I've got 2 out of the 3 little Hanazuki petties done and ready for edges. Beautifully hand sanded and polished up. You've got one nice high polish, and then you've got another nice satin. I've got one more that I'm finishing up here. This is gonna have a high polish. It's got walnut on it. Just some pretty cool, nice little pairing Hanazukis, petties, whatever you like to call them, going to be ready for stock here soon. And we are getting the second temper done on the other batch of knives that were heat treated yesterday. So if I get a chance, I'll work on some of those, maybe get some handles on them, put some more stuff in the showroom for stock. That way we can have more stuff available for presents for December, which is what we're in. But that's going to be the majority of my day, as well as whatever else comes in. I'm going to go ahead and go in our favorite room with our favorite guy now, Russell. What's up, bud?
It's good.
What do we got today?
Today we're going to talk a little bit about crossbar locks.
Okay.
It started with Benchmade's Access Lock, and as many of you will know, that the Benchmade lost the patent on this locking mechanism last year before. So then other companies can start using it. So fundamentally what this is there's a spring in here that pushes this bar forward. All right, if you can see, yeah, there you go. Excellent. And what that does is it latches onto that part of the knife and just holds it down. So basically, in order to break that locking mechanism, you have to break that stainless steel bar or completely like destroy the handle aspect of it.
And
so
with your fingers, do that and show what you're doing, because you've got a pinch here.
Yeah.
Which, you know, every now and then we'll get someone who doesn't know how to operate one of these guys, and that pinch Russell's putting there is what allows that to come down with the spring, and then you can either deploy and or bring your knife back. And depending on, I guess as you get used to it, there's a bunch of ways you can kind of fidget and flick it on out.
Yeah. So fundamentally, that is a crossbar lock. Benchmade calls theirs the axis lock. We're going to talk about the Kershaw Covalent because it's the favorite of this line for me. This is the Covalent. Kershaw calls their lock the Duralock. And two things I really like about the Covalent. A, it pre-kicks it when you pull that axis lock back, and then the flipper aspect of it. This is the only manual crossbar lock that I've found of a decent quality that has a flipper on it. Absolutely stoked to have that one in. So then you have the Kershaw Duralock. Then Hogue, you have the Able lock. So fundamentally, same thing, right? You've got two little things, and boom, you can deploy it one hand. Thing I like about the Deca is this one comes in 20 CV and in Magna Cut. They have two different blade shapes for the same handle design, completely swappable blades to the handles. Makes changing them up very easy. So that is our examples of the crossbar lock, Kershaw's Duralock, Benchmade's Axis lock, and Hogue's Able lock.
With that said, these guys all kind of come at different price points. You've got Kershaw that comes in at that sub 100. You've got Hogue that comes in just over 100, anywhere from about 150 to 200, sometimes 300, depending on the model and the collector series one. And then Benchmade, which starts at about 160, 170, and then also goes up from here. The great thing about these knives, y'all, is that they are a great gift to give. Now, I know the Kershaw is one of those better priced for everything, but the reason why I say that is because it's one of those knives, if you got someone you want to buy a knife for, you don't have to worry about them being left or right-handed. It's a great ambidextrous lock. You don't need to have it move one way or go another way. All you need to do is swap that pocket clip, which they all do as well. With that said, you don't have a liner lock or a lock bar, so it's an easy lock to learn, and then one of those things that just well-performing mechanisms in all three of those knives and a great range of budget. So if you've got any questions, like always, hit us up, y'all. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. We'll wrap it up here. We'll wrap up the week tomorrow. See you.
Good morning. It is Saturday, December 2nd, and yesterday I did get the handle onto my Suja Iki. So this is antler. I did a little laminate of a couple different G10s just for a little pop, and then we have snakewood. So I will work on this a little bit later on, get it cleaned up, see how close to finish I can get it, and I will also see if I can get some work done on some more knives for stock. So a Nakiri, little Giotto, and then two Petties, European and Japanese style. See how far I can get on some of that, just to, like I said, try to get some more knives in stock. I'm still waiting on the resin for the Arrowhead Giottos and Sayas to cure, so can't do anything with those except for do the last bit of hand sanding, which I think I've done. So other than that, that's my day. Here's Danny with what he's got going on.
Hey everyone, just to get you caught up with what's going on in my world, I've got some of my batch out of the heat treat oven and ground on. I should be getting them not up to greases because we're gonna need some belts, so I'm gonna get them to a good way on the 60s and then go on over to either some refurb projects or something else I can kind of do in the meantime. I have 3 other Hanasukis that are in there too, so I might grind on those instead. It just all depends on what goes on today. It is Saturday. Saturdays do tend to be busy. So that will be what I take care of, as well as whatever else comes in. We're going to go ahead and go in our favorite place now with our favorite guy. Russell, what's up, bud?
It's good.
What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about a new knife to us. This is the Togaharu Giotto. So this is a Damascus Sanmai construction with VG10 as the core. And it's got this lovely chestnut laminate handle. Oh, there we go. So it has the ball peen hammer finish. and just absolutely brilliant knife. We've had the Santoku and the Petty of this line in before and decided to branch out and get the Gyuto. The Gyuto is a 210 millimeter blade length, full tank construction with an integral stainless steel bolster.
Right on. And as always, guys, make sure you're liking, subscribing, commenting, interacting as best as you see fit. We appreciate it. It helps the algorithms and everything for our channel. We're going to wrap it up here. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on the next one.